I know I'm talking to you if you out here building something alone. No crew, no mentor, just you and the vision that no one else seems to understand. I'm 47 years old, and this season, my village pulled up. It was my mom, my aunt, my friends, my neighbors, all of them, over 60 years old, and coming to my rescue. It was the right support at the right time. That's not luck. That's exactly what we're going to be breaking down today in this video. All right, see you in the dirt. Let me set the scene for you. My name is Stephon, and it's about the properties that I own, right? The Catskills is upstate New York. It's Woodland, Zone 6A. It's Delaware, it's a townhouse, historic Zone 7B. And just to put it in perspective, this season I needed support. I had big projects, right? Projects that I knew that I would not be able to tackle alone. So my mom's came through, my aunt came through, a neighbor came through that I've only known since 2019, all right? A friend that's over 70 helped me chop down a tree that is a new friend that I've known less than 2 years. What they brought wasn't just hands. It was actually wisdom, garden wisdom, life wisdom, wisdom that I'm going to be able to take through fall, winter, and even beyond. My neighbor actually had looked at my backyard and was like, listen, Stephon, I know you put up a fishing wire, do-it-yourself, DIY deer prevention, but that may not be working. Deer is coming into your backyard, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what do we do? They didn't have to watch a video, they just knew. They knew that deer was in the perimeter, in the area, and they were coming for my conifers and my plants. I actually experienced this with the buck rub, but to see it firsthand after I tried to create a solution, that was the problem. Michael, our friend, looked at a mulberry tree that we had in Delaware that was living on our neighbor's property line and knew exactly what to do with it, right? Chopping it down, clearing it out, making it look like no one was even in the backyard working. My aunts and moms coming through knew exactly what to do to beautify our yard, upstate New York in the Catskills. You know, what type of annuals and perennials and structural plants that we would need in order to bring a beautiful summer garden for this year and last year and beyond. This particular knowledge does not come from a Facebook group. This is lived experiences. This is what a gardening community looks like. Not a Facebook group, but actual folks and individuals that are standing with you in the dirt. You know what I mean? Like, just think about that. True people coming to your need when you need it most. There's a difference between help and support, right? Anyone can grab a shovel and a chainsaw. That's the help, right? Anyone that can just grab that particular tool. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about support. The right support is the people that actually know which tool or which solution to do and why. Okay, so for example, my aunt actually walked the property a few times, right? Back in my gardening journey here in the Catskills, really started in, I think I want to start going ham in, I don't know, maybe 23, right? We're in 26. She walked my property in like less than 5 minutes and was like, Stephon, I know exactly what you need. I'm like, okay, Aunt Lula, what is that? You know, we started off with getting trees removed, right? So sun could come into the yard. It can really start drying out the lawn, because we had so many leaves, years of leaves on this property when we first got it, right? So it was really about land clearing, opening it up, allowing some of that airflow to really help. Another thing was about structural planting and color. What type of plants will give you that longevity and that feeling that you're going to appreciate over time. Keep in mind low maintenance because you're super busy, but also keep in mind curb appeal and things like that for, you know, equity and, you know, just making sure that you are putting your best foot forward when it comes to yard appeal. That was something that actually I had to kind of like digest, because coming, not really owning anything and having this cabin, it was like, okay, although we are still up in the woods, there needs to be style and design and a visual story, and curb appeal is part of that. And another thing in like 5 minutes that she noticed was the soil. She was like, dude, you know, like clay soil. So it was really about understanding soil and making sure that my soil was amended with the right nutrition, and that required compost, and that required the bacteria that you need in order to create healthy soil. Worm casting was the pro tip that she definitely gave me, and I started to implement that in the soil this year. So I'm happy about that. When I think about all of this, it really ties back to the reset method, right? The reset method is a 5-step framework that I've created that allows you to reclaim your time. And when I think about my aunt and my friends and my mom and, you know, these old heads that came through that's schooling me, it goes back to that last E in reset, which stands for engineering your garden and in your life so it really works for you. And that is what I got from my friends and family, from their support. E is for engineering the garden for your life. But what I missed is you also have to engineer it for the people in your life. You know, that's really important. Doing it alone is the slowest path, right? That's time math. So if you actually do the task with someone that already maybe lived it or failed at it, you actually kind of get back that time. 1 hour with someone that already has failed it or lived it costs less than 10 hours of failed time alone. All right, so just kind of think about that on your next journey, right? When you're thinking about that vision that maybe someone doesn't understand, they actually do understand. You know, they want to come in and they want to support, and they want you to actually learn from their experiences or their mistakes so you can actually get your time back and do a better job at it. Right? Engineering what you're doing for the people that is in your life too. That makes a big difference in this thing that we're all doing, right? Life, and for me, gardening, and for you, gardening as well, all right? Stick with me. This is exactly when it gets personal. It got better when I started working with the people that I actually cared about and who wanted to support me, right? When I wasn't doing it alone. That's when that real transformation happens, when you're not doing something alone. All right, for me, deer prevention, right? It was, Stephon, I know that you've been using this 30-point fishing line to connect to your trees, but that may not be working. That's what my neighbor Steve told me, right? He was like, I need for you to think about this, maybe get some type of fencing that's really going to prevent deer pressure, because we live in such a woodland area. And I'm like, ugh, another cost, but I'm really happy. It ended up being over 30 T-posts in the backyard that spanned over 400 feet, right? So I was able to really hold in on my backyard and prevent the deer from coming back. And I'm like, thank God, Steve. Weekend gardening, right? So I've been really thankful to have my Aunt Ann here. She's been staying with me for spring and going into some summer months, and we've been out here tending to the yard, we've been weeding, we've been planting, we've been getting ready for the family to come up so we can actually enjoy this little nook that we are creating near the fountain here. Just having her showing up for me at this time has definitely provided me with more hands in saving on time, and also getting some really good work done in chores. So that's been super exciting. A legacy garden, right? This is exactly when my Aunt Lula, you know, definitely shows up, because the structural planting and the decisions that we are making with Mom's Garden. And Mom's Garden is a 3-zone garden at the Catskills that is front facing, that's a part of that curb appeal, and it includes conifers and shrubs and maiden grasses, and it's intentional. And the goal for Mom's Garden is really to pay the respect in that legacy that is rooted deep in my heart, right? It comes with my grandmother and Luke's mom. Hence the name Mom's Garden. These are two women that were exceptional to who we are as men, and we really wanted to plant something that we could look back in 30 years and see like, wow, we did that in honor of my grandmother, in honor of Luke's mother in Australia. And you know, that was really important to us. So this legacy garden that we are creating upstate New York is very personal to me, and I definitely have my Aunt Lula to thank because she has been helpful with some of that decision-making process and plant varieties, better soil, and design in terms of really making that front-facing curb appeal stylish. Because Mom's Garden is stylish. She's sexy. And Michael came to my rescue, dude. Like, I did not have anyone that could take down almost a 20-foot tree. Someone that actually wanted nothing in return but good company, and afterwards we all broke bread with his wife, Brenda, and their grandson. I thought that was exceptional. Him giving up his weekend to help Luke and I take down a tree that was on my neighbor's property in Wilmington at our rental property, saved our roof, saved her roof by removing this, loading all of the brush and the branches on the back of his trailer and hauling it to the recycled station in Delaware. I am so thankful for that. Talking about a community showing up for me this season and always is something that I would never take for granted. I mean, yeah, I'm happy about it. Everything I share on this channel is tested across my 3 properties. But what's tested least is letting people in, you know, all the time. So that's something that I want to test more of. And sitting down with you today was one of those. Just letting you know that like it ain't all me out here. Like I got a village, you know, I got community that is rooting for me. They want me to put gardening forward because that keeps me grounded, sane, it brings me joy, and it's something that I'm proud of, and it keeps me grateful and humble. So I think that that is beautiful to have strong support systems. And if that's something that you want to continue seeing, then you should follow my journey here at Root and Roam Life. My channel is growing and I'm coming here with purpose, and I am bringing you tips and honesty, and you can subscribe by just clicking that little button down there. So, and if you are on a grounded living journey or you got a community that is supporting you, please leave me a comment. Let me know exactly how they're showing up for you, right? Because I'm doing this with you and for you. I think it's a great opportunity if we share our mutual experiences. So yeah, who is in your circle right now? Maybe in the next 2 minutes, 5 minutes, I'll give you that. Think about who is in your circle right now. Who's showing up for you? Ask yourself that. Who are you actually doing this with? That's not being intentional when you're not letting people in on that journey. The reset method has 5 steps in this framework, but there's a 6, and that 6 is community. So that community level that I'm talking about right now is a 6th step in my 5-step process called reset. It's all about grounded living, and for me, gardening is at the front door, and I can't do that without my community and the village that has shown up and continues to show up for me, right? If I can name one person this week who is actually in the dirt right now when I'm making this video, who is probably doing the same thing that I will be doing shortly, pulling weeds, it's my Aunt Lola. She's constantly in the yard. It's the legacy garden that she's building back at, you know, my grandmother's, her mother, spot, which is the tribute that I'm doing here in the Catskills Mom's Garden, right? So I'm constantly plucking away at that and really coming full, bringing all of this forward. I don't have all of the answers, but I do know that when I talked to my mom, she was like, what you doing today? And I was like, in the garden. She was like, as you always are. So that was really exciting to hear, you know, just knowing that like through all of this at 47, I got the community, you got the moms, you got the support. That's what I have at the moment. So I just felt that I don't have all of the answers, but I'm one step at a time when it comes to engineering my life to be more grounded and to making sure that I'm keeping myself dirty. Drop it in the comments below. Let me know who those folks are. Who that folk is. I want to know who's in your village. I'm building a community. I show up every Sunday. It's with you and for you, okay? I want you to watch this video here. It's a nice transformation. It is showing a process from beginning to end, a full transformation of a garden bed that is quite large, and we're really taking our time with the right trim, the right plant selection, and the right beautification that I think you would enjoy, okay? I really appreciate you stopping through. And on the next video, hopefully I'm showing you some tools, but until then, I'll see you soon. Come back, you're invited. Come back, you're invited. Come back, you're invited. See you in the dirt.